This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
And welcome to Freshman Volleyball. Rob Polinsky here alongside Joe Bach, the Lorain freshman serving to Cleveland Heights, a Lake Erie League match just underway. Play the best 2 out of 3 games, play to 25. And for Lorain, we have a miss hit on the set that gives Cleveland Heights the first point of this freshman game. And on that miss set was Rosabella Osorio. So Cleveland Heights will serve, and it'll be Naomi Hauser serving for the freshman. Cleveland Heights in black uniforms. Right-hand side of your television screen, Lorain receiving on the left-hand side in the blue. Sending it over on the third hit is Brooklyn Kalis. Over to the Heights side, dug out from the back row, but couldn't pass it ahead, so Heights leads 2-0. Jaya White for Lorain got there, but could not keep it in play. Serve is just wide out of bounds. Nice job watching that go out of bounds by Lamani Anderson. And it gives Lorain their first point. That was pretty close, Joe.
Yeah, it was very close. And yeah, good skills there, good eye to watch it and just let it go out.
Exactly. So serving for Lorain, Nakia Herman. And she puts it into the net. That gives Heights a 3-1 lead.
Interesting. So we're covering all 3 games here today, but it's not against Heights. So Bedford does not have a freshman team, and both Lorain and Cleveland Heights had their freshman dates open, so they picked up another game. Good experience, good practice.
Jaya McFall comes in to serve for Cleveland Heights. And from the middle of the front row, putting it into the net is Anderson. Cleveland Heights takes a 4-1 lead. That is interesting. So the freshman game will be Cleveland Heights and Lorain, and then the JV and the varsity will follow. Will be Bedford and Lorain. Of course, both Bedford, Cleveland Heights, and Lorain, all 3 Lake Erie League schools. Dug out there. Nice job getting it over by Kalis for Lorain. Third hit, a good deep hit. That's going to be a point for Cleveland Heights all the way to the back row. Nice hit. And the Tigers take a 5-1 lead here early on in game 1. Lorain girls were caught cheating up a little bit there from the back row, Joe, and that hit, nobody could get back to get there. Serve from Jamie Watkins of Cleveland Heights. Left side of the front row on the third hit. It goes over for Lorain. Jocelyn puts it over, and that is a point for Cleveland Heights. It's now 6-1, and we get an early timeout here in game 1 for the Lorain girls, Joe, as the freshmen want to talk it over. They are down 6-1 early on.
Yeah, so far the Titan teams on TV 20, the Lady Titans are undefeated, so hopefully we can keep that streak going today.
So they have a quick conversation down in game 1 here of this freshman game. 6-1. Again, as you take a look at the coaching staff with the young ladies from Lorain. Again, you play the best 2 out of 3 games for the 9th graders and the JVs, and you go to 25. The varsity match, which, as Joe told you, those will be later on, that is 3 sets out of 5, or 3 games out of 5 to 25. So those take a little bit longer. And we're back at it. Cleveland Heights puts it into the net on the missed serve. Give Lorain the point. It's now 6-2.
And if it does go to 5 games, which we on a Thursday night, we definitely don't want it to, the 5th game would be 2:15.
Janaea Nelson-Riley checks in for Lorain to the left side of the front row, and there's an ace on the serve by Rosabella Osorio. It's 6-3. So Lorain with 2 consecutive points for the first time in this game have cut a 6-1 lead to 6-3. There you get a good look at Osorio. Good line drive serve, another ace. Unable to pass that ahead was Nadia Culp. 6-4. Osorio again, another good line drive. That one goes off the hands of Culp. Point for Lorain, and I think if Culp lets that go by, Joe, that would have been out of bounds.
Oh, no doubt that was heading out. Just kind of stuck her hand out there. And That's a point for the Titans.
Looked like she had a little indecision there. Joe wasn't sure if she should play that or not. Again, Rosario Culp, this time she passes the head a little bit better, but off the top of the net, falls on the Cleveland Heights side. Ebony Harris unable to get it over, and Lorain with 5 consecutive points. After the timeout from 6-1, they have tied it at 6.
Great timeout.
Broke up the rhythm a little bit. Rosario line drive serve, and that one is well played by the Tigers. To get it over for Lorain on the third hit. Putting it over is Nelson Riley. And from the back row, Culp hits it over to the Lorain side. And from the middle of the front row, unable, Janaea Nelson Riley couldn't put it over the net. She looked like she was a little off balance.
Yeah.
And she tried to hit that one. 7-6 Cleveland Heights regains the lead. Lorain has not led in game 1 to this point. And there is a serve that doesn't quite get there. We're tied again at 7. Sometimes I think half the battle, Joe, is just to put your serves in bounds.
Get it in play.
Especially at these lower levels.
Right. Good thing it's rally scoring.
Yes. Adiana Bucci checks in to serve for Lorain. That's Bucci right there. Right hand overhand serve. Dug out by the Tigers. Bucci with the set. And from the left side of the front row, sending it over is Jocelyn Netolinchin. Bucci set. And the hit, and that's going to be in bounds. Well done, Rosabella Azario. Left-handed spike, and the Titans take their first lead of game 1 at 8-7. So they've come all the way back, Joe, after trailing 6-1.
6-1, right.
Bucci. Again, another good serve, and the Tigers having a hard time off these last couple of servers for the Lorain Titans. It's now 9-7 Titans. So after struggling early on, it appears that the freshman Titans have got it back together. They have outscored Cleveland Heights 8-1 for the last 9 points, and they lead by 2. And now they lead by 3. Is unable to come up with that was Ebony Harris. Good effort by the Tigers, but they trail 10-7. Bucci, excellent serve, and unable to pass that ahead was Jamie Watkins. So freshman volleyball, 11-7 in game 1, Lorain.
Yeah, she's got a nice serve for a freshman.
Jasmine Harper is the head coach of the Cleveland Heights Tigers at the freshman level. It's now 12-7, and I wonder if the Tigers are going to call a timeout here soon to try to change it up. Of course, the varsity coach for Lorain is Chantel Jackson. She is assisted by Cheryl Bancic, Anita Cruz, Alicia Neely, and Serena Rodriguez. Bucci again, 13-7 Lorain. And there is the timeout for Cleveland Heights.
Timeout.
So the Tigers led 6-1, but since then, Lorain has turned this around by outscoring Cleveland Heights 12-1, and it's mostly off the serves of Lorain that Cleveland Heights is really having a hard time passing ahead. So 12 of the last 13 points to Lorain. Just take a look at the Tigers in front of their coach, Jasmine Harper, and it gives you a minute to let us tell you about Lorain City Schools Television, of course, which you're watching right now. We appreciate that. WLCS TV 20 on Spectrum Cable. Check out Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook for all your entertainment and informational needs. Of course, social media, we've got you covered. You can follow us on Twitter at LCS_TV 20. Check out that YouTube station, Lorain Schools TV 20.
1.4 million views now.
You read my mind, Joe. I was just going to ask you for how many viewers are we up to? I know you're always on top of that. That is amazing. Bucci with a serve to the back row for the Tigers. They play it ahead and get it over off the top of the net. Bucci with, no, she doesn't set it. She faked out myself and Cleveland Heights. Instead of setting it, she put it right between the front row and the middle row, and it's 14-7.
Good court awareness for a freshman.
Yes. Joe, I thought for sure Bucci was going to set that, but she saw the hole in the defense, and she put it right there. Bucci again, excellent serve as that one went over the net, and you could see it just dive down. It's almost like a sinker ball from a baseball pitcher.
Right.
And Ebony Harris couldn't come up with it. It's 15-7. Well, you can see why they brought Bucci in the serve, can't you? Another good serve off the hand of Olivia Geddes at 16-7 Lorain.
When did she start serving, Rob? Do you you have that there?
I believe it was, it's 7-7.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 7-7. So she has served 9 straight points because Cleveland Heights had that missed serve to tie it. She went back to serve and has served 9 straight points. Now give her 10. As from the back row, Ebony Harris can't play it ahead. It's 17-7. So Lorain with 11 consecutive points after they were trailing 7-6. And maybe more impressively, after trailing 6-1, they have outscored Cleveland Heights, Joe, 16-1.
Wow.
And there's a missed serve as it goes into the net.
But
and it's
fine,
a point finally. Yeah,
round of serving there.
Great job by Adiana Bucci. Freshman number 27 you saw right there. So 17-8 Lorain. Cleveland Heights with a lot of work to do here to catch up in game 1 now and sending it over. Bucci goes to set, battle at the net, and that one, the battle went to Cleveland Heights as I believe Bucci was into the net as she tried to set it, 17-9. If any part of you hits the net or any part of your body goes under the net, Joe, that is a violation.
Yes, it is.
And that will give the point. Bucci in the middle of the front row. Nelson Riley sends it over, dug out from the back row. Cleveland Heights sent over by Naomi Hauser back to the Lorain side. Titans play it ahead, digging that out nicely as Nakia Herman, and the Titans get the point. Nakia Herman for the Titans. A couple of good hits on that point.
Nice net play there by Nakia.
And the Titans have doubled up. Cleveland Heights 18-9. Jocelyn Letnianchin hits it over, and the Titans lead 19-9. Jocelyn will go back to serve. So Letnianchin to serve for the Titans, and that one won't quite get over the net. Cleveland Heights gets the point. They still trail 19-10 here in game 1. So it'll be the Tigers to serve. It'll be Jada Strother. Strother, good deep hit. Dug out by Herman. Bucci gets it ahead, sending it over. We don't have that number for the Titans. We'll try to get it for you in between games, but it'll be a point for the Titans as there were 4 hits that time for Cleveland Heights, and Lorain leads 20-10. Substitution coming in for the Titans to serve as J.O. White. Again, freshman volleyball, game 1, 20-10 Lorain. White serves it to the back row of the Cleveland Heights defense. Cesario will send it down and give the point to the Titans, 21-10.
After a quick start by Heights, Lorain has been in total command.
For sure. Brooklyn Kalis gets the hit on that last one. Number 31 for Lorain, Brooklyn Kalis. Back row for the Tigers, send it ahead, and they're unable to put it over the net. Titans lead 22-10. Lorain 3 points away from game 1. Play 2 games out of 3. You play to 25. You must win by 2 points. And nice third hit by Cleveland Heights. Hauser sent it over. Kalis right back to the Cleveland Heights sideline. That's going to fall down right in front of the bench, right in front of Coach Harper. And Lorain is 2 points away from game 1. They lead 23-10. Had a chance earlier, Joe, last week you sent me over to Longfellow Middle School, and I got a chance to see Longfellow and Southview at the 7th and 8th grade levels. Nice, think we got some nice girls coming up through the program that we'll see in the next couple of years for Lorain. I was excited to see that.
Yeah, it's always good to, kind of cool to see the young talent coming up.
Herman sends it over, but I believe that one was just a little deep. It is. Cleveland Heights gets the point, and they trail 23-11.
Of course, these are all archived as well, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second.
And that's kind of why I alluded to it, because I thought people could still go back and watch that.
Yeah,
Maddie Colt puts it into the net.
I reposted a 4th grade basketball game with Seth Wilson
Nice.
and Jordan Jackson. So a lot of those games. Those
That's
are very
good.
popular too. The elementary and the middle school and the underclass games.
Tell you what, they had a nice crowd at Longfellow for that junior high match. And on game point, on the third hit, they get it over. That was Hauser putting it over the Lorain side. There's the set. Herman to try to end game one. Dug out by the Tigers. From the back row, sending it over is Culp over to the Titan side.
Nice volley.
Yes, set by Kalis. Sent over by Anderson for Lorain. They still battle. There's Kalis, middle of the front row. Off the top of the net, game to Lorain.
Wow.
Titans win it 25-11, so they fell behind 6-1, but would outscore Cleveland Heights from that point on 24-5 to turn a 6-1 deficit into a 25-11 win in game one. We'll take this time out. We'll be back game two in freshman volleyball. It's Cleveland Heights and Lorain. You're watching it on WLCS TV 20, your home for Lorain City Schools television.
Hey Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
Game two set to get underway. Lorain leads 1-0 after winning 25-11. Cleveland Heights, after they switch sides, now will serve. It's Nadia Culp. She puts it into the net. Lorain leads 1-0. So the Titans will be on the right side. Cleveland Heights on the left. Lorain in the all blue uniforms. Blue jerseys, blue shorts, white numerals and lettering. Cleveland Heights, black and gold. They've got the black jerseys, black shorts, and Heights and the numerals in gold. 2-0 Lorain. Unable to put it over on the third hit was Ebony Harris, outside hitter. Lorain looking for a 2-game sweep in this freshman match. It'll be Nakia Herman serving. And it's going to be sent out of bounds. As getting it over the net was Lilo Stewart, but Stewart got it over the net, but she put it out of bounds, and Lorain takes a early 3-0 lead. And Lorain with a much better start than they had in game one. They trailed 6-1 in game one early on, but then they turned it on. But trying to get off to a better start here, they take a 4-0 lead. As that one was hit just a little too far from the back row into the net. Naomi Hauser at the net tried to dig it out for the Tigers, but unable to do so. They serve to the back row, and it's sent over, dug out nicely by the Titans. Left side of the front row, hitting that over was Jocelyn Letnianchin. Letnianchin puts it over, and Lorain leads 5-0. Nakia Herman doing an excellent job serving. Sends it to the back row. Dug out nicely. Naomi Hauser sends it over for the Cleveland Heights point, and they get their first point of game two, and they trail 5-1. And now checking into the Tiger lineup, Olivia Geddes will come into the left side of that front row, number 4. And serving, you take a look at Naomi Hauser. Titans on the third hit will send it over. Nice job. Boy, wow. Doing a great job was Brooklyn Kalis. I didn't think there was any way that was going over, Joe.
No.
And now the cross-court winner is, I thought it was a double hit, not called. Lorain battling for it at the net, and they're going to get the point. So winning that net battle was Rosabella Azario, number 13. You see her right there. She got that point. Nice job, Joe, getting a shot there of Azario. And Lorain leads 6-1. Kalis, who did an excellent job serving in game one, is back to serve, and there's another line drive deep serve that Cleveland Heights cannot pass ahead. And to me, Joe, that's been the difference in the game with the serving of Kalis, and then also the young lady Adiana Bucci doing a good job, and Cleveland Heights kind of struggling when those two Titans have served today.
Yes, they have.
Kalis now puts it to the other side of the court. You can tell these young ladies have done a good job of practicing their serves, and they're not just putting them over, they're hitting line drives and they're hitting them deep. For the Tigers from the back row, they're going to be unable to get it over on 3 hits. A good effort. Nadia Culp over there in front of the Cleveland Heights bench,
we got a timeout.
Unable to do so.
Oh, I thought she was signaling timeout.
Maybe they're just positioning the players a little differently, Joe. And there's a line drive hit. That is going to be a point again for Lorain. I'll tell you what, Kalis can not only hit the line drives right over, but she can place it where she wants. She goes deep, she hits it short, she hits it to the right side, the left side, in the middle, basically wherever she wants. Dug out for the back row, nicely done, and Cleveland Heights is able to get that one over. Azario with the set, and the battle at that time goes to Cleveland Heights. As unable to get it over was Lamani Anderson. Cleveland Heights trailing 9-2, and checking in Sakina Hudgen for the Cleveland Heights team. And Jaya McFall also back in. We saw her in game one. And that one went into the net on the serve, miss hit. Titans lead 10-2. And coming in the serve, we just talked about what a good job she did in game one, and it's Adiana Bucci back to serve again for Lorain. Game one, she served 9 consecutive points. There's a line drive that's sent over. Back row of Lorain, the set. Azario with the spike into the net, and this time Bucci, they don't score on her serve. Cleveland Heights gets the point, trailing 10-3. That was important there for the Tigers if they're going to try to climb back into this. They've got some work to do, but they couldn't let Bucci serve 5 or 6 consecutive points. And there is a line drive serve for Cleveland Heights of their own, and they get the point. As on that serve is Ebony Harris. Her team trails 10-4 in game two.
Ace there, unable to return that.
Ebony, right hand, overhand serve, deep, and that one is going to be just off the fingertips of Herman. It's a point for Cleveland Heights. I think a little indecision that time for Nakia Herman. If she lets it go, it would have been out of bounds, but she tried to play it and just went off her hands. So it's 10-5, Lorain. 3 consecutive points for Cleveland Heights. Azario. There's the set and sent over on the third hit. Dug out from the back row for the Titans, but over and out of bounds. Point for Cleveland Heights, and all of a sudden they trail just 10-6. One of the things I enjoy about volleyball, Joe, I think we've talked about it over the years, is just the shift in momentum that you can sometimes get that I think is different than any other sport. Titans with the point right there. Azario.
A lot of strategy goes on.
Makes it 11-6.
Server who puts 4 or 5 or 6 in a row. You call timeout, try to break her concentration, and a lot of times it's very successful.
Yep. Letnianchin, Jocelyn Letnianchin with the serve, and just got it over the net. It's an ace as it fell in front of the young lady from Cleveland Heights, Jamie Watkins. 12-6 Lorain.
Yeah, a little better communication needed there on the Heights side.
That was perfectly placed by Jocelyn Letnianchin. Again, this time tried to just get it over the net, but that time not quite enough. As it goes into the net, that's a point for Heights, and they cut the lead to 12-7. Kalis to Azario. Azario hits it into the net. That left-handed spike attempt. Cleveland Heights with the point. They've cut the Lorain lead to 4. It's 12-8 Titans, who lead 1-0. If you're just joining us, Lorain won game 1, 25-11. Looking for the 2-game sweep off the top of the net. Dug out by Bucci, and the Heights Tigers put it down, get the point. 12-9. This is as close as the Tigers have been in a long time.
Yes.
Sakina Hudgen on the serve. That one is hit deep, and it's going to be a point as the Titans play it from the back row. Letnianchin.
I heard a lot of people yelling out, and somebody still hit it.
And it's 12-10, and we've got a timeout, I believe, for Lorain.
Yeah, and Rob, we're going to take a quick timeout as well.
Sounds good to me. We're halfway through game number 2. Titans lead at 12-10. We're back after this. Freshman volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Back to action. After the timeout, hitting it into the net was Cleveland Heights, so Lorain leads 13-10. And as Joe mentioned earlier, he said sometimes you call a timeout to try to break a server's rhythm. And that's exactly what the Titans did right there. And for Lorain, Jaya White goes back to serve. Her team leads 13-10. Heights will try to hit it over on the third side, but we have an illegal hit, a double hit on the Tigers, and it's 14-10 Lorain. So that double hit gives the point to Lorain. They lead 14-10, and it is Jaya White. The serve, line drive over the net, ace in front of Ebony Harris, 15-10 Lorain. Titans lead 15-10. White with the serve. Line drive is going to be played on the third hit. Unable to get it over are the Cleveland Heights Tigers. Lorain leads 16-10. So we've seen several young ladies for the Titans in this freshman match serving the ball very well. We told you about Brooklyn Califfs, Adiana Bucci earlier, and right now it's Jaya White doing a good job. White with another line drive. It's an ace. Is unable to play that. Ahead was Jamie Watkins. Watkins looked a little confused as to how she wanted to play that. If she wanted to dig it out or send it over the net on her own. And I think that kind of indecision hurt her. Autumn Hall comes back in for the Tigers. And from the back row, Tigers can't play it over. And it's 18-10 Lorain. Serves into the net, and that run of fine serves by White is finally over. It was 5 consecutive points, and now Cleveland Heights will serve, trailing 18-11. And serving will be Jada Strother. Strother with her serve. It goes out of bounds. Point for Lorain, 19-11. So Titans did a good job of not playing that one. It was wide in front of the coaching staff and the Lorain bench, and they lead 19-11. Substitution for the Titans, Lamani Anderson checks in for Bucci. Anderson in for Bucci. And serving is Rosabella Azario. We have a discussion at the scorers table. Scoreboard says 20-11. I thought it was 19. And I'm not sure if that's what the discussion is. But they're going to say it's 20-11. So I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, it's exactly what they're talking about.
Gary Lilly is the chair umpire.
He said one had 19, one had 20.
Oh, so it is going back to 19-11.
Yep.
Well, if you wanted me to break the tie, I also had it 9-11, Joe, but not that mine count. But
yeah, somebody's on top of it.
All right, so we're ready to go.
Aside from
19-11. Azario, you know, whatever way they were going to put it, I was going to tell you that's how I had it. Azario with the line drive serve. I'm teasing. I really had it at 19-11. And now the Titans do lead 20-11. So maybe it was just a premonition that they had, Joe. They knew the Titans were going to get up 20-11. There's a line drive. And for the Cleveland Heights Tigers, sending it over on the third hit was Ebony Harris. Kalis from the middle of the front row puts it over. Now Azario puts it right back to Cleveland Heights. Nice rally, but hitting it out of bounds is Ebony Harris. And now Lorain leads 21-11. They won game one 25-11. Can they win back-to-back games with identical scores? They would need 4 more points. Azario sends it over, and they're 3 away. Unable to hit it over on the third hit was Autumn Hall. 22-11. The Titans have doubled up the freshman from Cleveland Heights. Azario again. Back row. Sent over. Well done. Azario. And on the third hit for Lorain, Letnianchin hit it over.
Nice.
And there's going to be a point for the Titans. They lead 23-11. They're 2 points away from the match. Rosabella Azario, left-handed overhand serve. Deep serve, played from the back row by the Tigers. And on the third hit, nice job at getting it over the net. Nadia Culp hit is wide and out of bounds. That's a point for Cleveland Heights. Nadia Culp did a good job. Her back was to the net. She was in about the middle of the court, and she sent that over. Not easy to do. She did it. It's 23-12. Hit into the net, and it's 24-12. It'll be match point. And on the third hit, hitting it over is Autumn Hall. And left side of the front row, hitting it over back to the Tigers side. They put it back over to Lorain. Lorain now for the win right here for the match, sending it over. And there it is, match point. It's good. Lamani Anderson sends it down, and the Titans win game 2 by a score of 25-12. So Lorain wins in consecutive games, 25-11 and 25-12. You see both teams get together to shake hands here as the Lorain freshmen defeat Cleveland Heights 25-11 and 25-12. So congratulations to the Titans, Joe.
Now, if you're congratulations, definitely in order. Now, if you're watching on Spectrum Cable, very shortly here we'll have the JV match between Lorain and Bedford. But if you're watching on YouTube, you'll have to go back to the playlist and reload that game. Or you can watch this one again if you want. Or anything else that we have.
There you go. So that's going to do it for freshman volleyball. Our final, it was Lorain in 2 games, 25-11 and 25-12. The Titans defeat Cleveland Heights. For Joe Bach, this is Rob Polinsky saying, have a good night, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.